Alright, this is just going to be kind of a quick skill video, just what I've been using out in Imperial City. Now this is basically a heavy attack build, and the reason is you develop a lot of ultimate, and you also don't run out of stamina or anything like that. Yeah, it's very useful. Starting out, I have molten armaments. Now this gives your heavy attacks an additional 40% while it's active, and it stays lit for about 40 seconds. And it also gives you ultimate generation, so while you're fighting and you have this on, you get a lot of ultimate back. You also get ultimate back from your heavy attacks. Noxious breath, it deals poison damage, but the main thing about this is it gives the enemies major fracture, which reduces their physical resistance. Now, in testing, I found this to be about 9% additional damage, so it's a pretty good thing to keep on your enemy. Venomous Claw is probably one of the strongest dots in the game. You keep this on an enemy, and it does a lot of damage over time, and typically they can't heal through this damage. Rending Slashes, what I'll do is use a heavy attack into Rending Slashes, and this will hit just about at the same time, and in that it's really effective. And of course Resolving Vigor, and of course Rend. Rend fully buffed up is about 43,000, and it's a real good damage over time. It goes over 16 seconds, and basically you can just about heal through anything. So this is really the skill that makes heavy attacks the most effective. Now, I use molten armaments, and when I use that, it increases my weapon damage by 5% as one of the Earthen Heart passives. So the other thing that will give me an additional heavy attacks damage is the Physical Weapons Expert. This is an additional 21%. So you take molten armaments, which is 40%, on top of 21%, that is 61%, and then you add the Earthen Heart passive, and that's another 5%. So altogether you've got a pretty good buff there. Now I'm just going to kind of show you what it is I actually do. I used to fight a lot more with the two-handed weapon, and I still do, and the two-handed weapon is, it has a real good execute. This right here, reverse slice, when your enemies get down to like about just a little bit below 25%, this is when I start using this, and it's really effective. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll crit rush him, go into a dizzying swing, and then knock him back, and then I'll switch bars and hit him with Rending Slashes and these. Basically what that does is ensure they're not going to be able to heal, and once they get below 25%, I'll start hitting them with this, and that works pretty effectively. I haven't run into too many people that can survive this, so what I'm going to do is show you just how I go about my attacks. I know some of you guys have probably seen this. Okay, as you can see, going to the lower left, the DPS on that was right at around 17,000, which is really pretty good. I'm going to show you one more thing here. This is Rend, and I'm just going to run this just to show you just what it does.
Whatever are you doing?
As you can see, I'm getting heals on the left side and doing damage on the right.
I'm not a guard factotum, you know.
And now we're done. But that did quite a lot of damage. If you're up against a player in Imperial City and you're fighting them and you hit them with Rend,
Please be more careful in the future.
the chances are pretty good they're not going to be able to survive through it. Now, one of the exceptions is to Templars. Templars can purify damage over time effects, but a lot of them can't do it continuously, and you can switch bars and hit them up with Wrecking Blow or Reverse Slice, and that'll put them in a place where they can't purify, and you can hit them with some more damage over time effects. I'll just go ahead and do this one more time.
I can feel pain, you know. Components compromised.
So as you can see, the DPS was 17,000.
You're just spring-loaded today, aren't
Most
you?
people can't heal or purify their way out of that. Now, one of the biggest things about this setup is using axes and infused. It doesn't matter exactly what kind, but I have disease damage. I also have poison damage. I've had these hit at the same time and crit at the same time as well. So this is something else to consider.
This is not what I was built for.
So as you can see, just from the right side, just how often those weapons will proc. So anyway, this is just what I've used, and this is really kind of what's made me able to win and survive, you know, a bunch of fights out there. Now, one other thing, on the dual wield, a lot of the times I would go with Steel Tornado, just for clearing mobs and that sort of thing. And it does have a really good execute, as it does more damage as their health is lower. But I'm finding that I may end up going with Venomous Claw instead of that, just because your damage is so good. And usually whatever's in front of you dies pretty quick anyway using this. So anyway, I guess that's about it, and I hope this video helps some of you. I just developed this just to show people just what I was doing and that sort of thing. So anyway, I'll see you guys out there. Take care.